Hey Josh, once again back from the Gooders and Blues. It is finished it's finished. West Ham won, Everton won, and what can we say about that? It was an absolutely dire game of football by both sides. In particularly Davies and Fabian Delph. I don't know what you two guys were doing on the pitch today, but you were absolutely woeful. If you had a player rating scale that goes out of 10, you'd be definitely into the minus because you offered absolutely nothing. The only thing that Davies actually did in the game was in the 94th minute when I think it was a corner, no, free kick, the ball fell to him and he tried to rocket one home and it came off one of the defenders for a corner just before the referee blew the full time whistle. The two of them were absolutely woeful today. Um, the only positive we can say from that game is the fact. No, don't worry, I did say I would take a draw at the end of the game, but the way West Ham played, because they were absolutely just as much shite as we were, I would have said, okay, well, let's go for this. These guys are here for the taking. But we didn't bother our arse, and we got lucky to get the draw, to be honest. And the real only positive, I suppose, is Anthony Gordon. He looked the biz when he came on. He had a couple of chances just before the end of the game. The ball did fall to him, and I think he could have taken the shot on, but he tried to wiggle his way through and find DCL. Now he kind of almost found him, but the kind of defense got the ball got mixed up in defense. The ball did come through, and it just came away from DCL. But I think he would have been offside anyway if he didn't make contact with it. A small VAR case yet again, and one of the West Ham not supporters, the West Ham substitutes, Yeti, just as we were going into the injury time, an off the ball incident where he knocked his head back. The intent was there. Now I completely admit Holgate made the most of it and went down, but if that was any other team, they would have seen red for that because the intent was there by him. Holgate's behind him and he flung the head back, and he did make them at the most of it, but it should have been. It went to a VAR check and didn't go through his violent conduct. The intent was there. End of. The intent was there. Now it wouldn't have made any difference in the game with the time frame, but do you imagine now if you're a team that's your next team, you need valuable points. Well, that's a player that's suspended. That's the way I look at it. So red card is a red card in my eye, and that was missed by VAR. I don't know why Anthony Gordon came on. I don't know whether Bernard had a bit of a knock or Ancelotti was wanted to change something different. But straight into that second half, we just came out like lightning, and that's what I thought. Okay, Ancelotti's given them a rollicking at half time, and we had a couple of chances. One was, I think Davies had a header. I can't remember who the other one was. We had two chances right from the start of the second half, and then after that, wallop. We all went quiet and nothing happened again. Back and forwards, we three went. Just before the half-hour mark, Sidibe came on for Walcott. I thought Walcott wasn't the worst. Of all the players that were playing today, Walcott, DCL, and even Bernard to a certain extent. Not Bernard, sorry. Luca Dean was, I think, was the outfield players was definitely out the better three. Pickford for me was the player for us today because he saved us on a number of occasions, especially towards the end of that first half. That huge save that he just picked out of the air. There was another incident later on in the second half where a kind of shot, I think it came off Yerry Mina, it kind of ricocheted off him, came up over him, and he was just able to pull it away. Around the 70th minute mark, I think it was Fabian Delph did actually something right and he won the ball. Or it could have been Sidibe, but it fell to, I think it was Davies. I'm not 100% sure, but the ball was put through to DCL, and Moise Keane was running off him to the left, and for whatever reason, their brain cells weren't working together. They weren't conjoined because DCL should have taken the ball and then he could have put it on to Moise Keane, but for some reason DCL decided, I will dummy this, and Moise Keane didn't read it at all, and the ball just kind of was won back by West Ham, and that's when that looping shot had it, because West Ham went up the other end, and the looping shot down, Pickford had to make a save. Going back to Davies and Delph, I don't know what the two of them were doing today. They were like, duh, will I give it to you? Oh, will you give it to me? Oh, will we just give it to the opponent players? Because that seemed what they were doing for the entire time they were on. And then when Nias came on, our final substitute, which made no sense to me, he came on for, I'm trying to think who Nias came on for. Oh, he came on for Moise Keane. Um, he didn't offer anything when he came on. They're all talking about his hard work, effort, and all that. He'd offered nothing. There was a once incident where he had the ball outside the box and he decided to dance around the ball in circles, which he can't do. He's a clumsy player. Let's forget he's the only Premiership player that has scored a goal with his arse. Let's be fair. Um, and then I can't understand why either Davies or Delph stayed on the pitch. Made no sense to me. But yeah, I'm only a football fan. What the hell do I know? Ancelotti must have some, case of why he brought on Nias. I couldn't see why. Um, 10 minutes to go. Which, strange enough, this didn't go and have a look at VAR. Thankfully, it didn't happen that, but just before 10 minutes, right beside the linesman, the ball was going, near enough to the corner flag. Luca Dean came in with a tackle, clearly, and I mean clearly, won the ball right in front of the linesman, and the linesman has said, no, that was a free kick. Now, thankfully, the free kick didn't come to anything, but I would have been livid if that had gone in because it was nowhere near. He slid in and got that ball fair and square, and it should not have been a free kick. So we're lucky that didn't end up being a goal. Yes, he said the touches were poor. Coleman didn't have a very good game. Mina looked lanky. He looked silly. He was dancing around in the box, trying to turn players. And even though he got away with it, he looked silly doing it. I think from the defensive four players, probably the better two would have been Holgate. Had a decent enough game without doing too much, I suppose. He did, whenever the ball was given, he recovered the ball, he did his job and cleared the ball, and that's what Mina didn't do. Mina was just arsing around with it, and you're just waiting for the likes of, Jamie Noble or your man Lanzini, who seems to have scored against us a few times. All that messing around, and the gas thing was, it's done in our box. It's not like we're winning 3 or 4-0 and you have the comfort zone. You don't have the pressure. And then you can do those kind of things. But it was just an absolute mess. Like I said, I would have taken a draw from the start, but it was an absolute shit show of a performance by pretty much the whole team. Positive is, obviously, Anthony Gordon comes in. Now, whether he gets to start the next game, it'd be interesting to see now in the next couple of hours whether it was a tactical change in Gordon, or was it that Bernard picked up a couple of knocks. He wasn't having the best game himself either, which is possibly maybe one of the reasons why he was taken off. When Sidibe came on for Walcott, he didn't offer very much either. He looked quite out of it as well, as if, as I mentioned in the first half, it's like as if the players didn't know the positions they were supposed to be in. It's like as if we, apart from the goalkeeper, it's like as if we had the 10 other players who are, I suppose, they can play in multiple positions, but they don't know which one they're actually playing in today. So Luca Dean, if he could play centre half, he's like, am I centre half or am I left back? You had Anthony Gordon going, am I in centre? Well, not Anthony Gordon, sorry, you had Fabian Delph going, am I on the left or am I on the right? It was very, very confusing game of football to watch. And as the commentary guy said, it was called pinball football. There was all congestion in the middle of the park and they were just bouncing the ball off each other, especially from our point of view, because Davies and Delph could not find a blue shirt amongst them. It doesn't matter. The guys could have been wearing pink and they still wouldn't be able to find each other. Especially they were just absolutely woeful. And it actually got just, it was after this game now I'm thinking we'd probably been better playing Sigurdsson. Sigurdsson might have offered us something better. From attacking a point of view, at least it was great that when Luca Dean did have the ball, he was able to get good crosses in. Just the players weren't either responding to it or they just weren't able to reach it. Especially that unfortunate chance for Theo Walcott. I don't know whether he would have had enough time to take the ball down to twist his body before finding somebody else or taking another shot on. Zabaleta got a yellow card just before the end, before they blew the whistle. Anthony Gordon flicked the ball and he would have left him for dead, but Zabaleta decided I'm going to take him out and had a lovely little cheeky grin when he got his yellow card, so he knew what he was doing there. But yeah, we've drawn with the bubbles. Would have taken a draw at the start of the game, but I think now because they were so bad and we were so bad, if only we had stepped it up a little bit, I can safely say I think it's actually points dropped today. But yeah, that's the match reaction from today's game. I'll talk to you tomorrow with the Sunday supplement. The guys at the Mercantile have a nice evening. Talk to you later.